Dear friends, myself, Dr. Ramesh Darekar, Professor and Head, Department of Commerce, KTM College, Nasik. All of you are aware that due to COVID-19, we are unable to continue our teaching and learning on the basis of traditional classroom teaching. So, for solving this problem, our college has taken initiative to teach and learn by student on online basis. We are going to discuss here the subject auditing and taxation of TYBCom. The subject is auditing and taxation, compulsory subject for BCom degree course. So today onward, we consider some content of this paper on online basis. The paper prescribed by the university with certain objectives. The study of various components of this course will enable the students to acquaint themselves about the concept and principles of auditing, audit process, audit assurance standards, tax audit, and audit of computerized systems. Another objective is to get the knowledge about preparation of audit report. And third objective is to understand the basic concepts and to acquire knowledge about computation of income, submission of income tax return, advance tax, and tax deducted at source, tax collection authorities under the Income Tax Act 1961. These objectives are fulfilled by considering the contents which are prescribed by university as a syllabusy content for this course or this paper. Under this paper for first term, the aspect of audit are considered, and in the second term, the Income Tax Act 1961 will be considered. So we are required to consider the content of syllabus which are prescribed by the university under this course. For first term, the first content is given Introduction to Principles of Auditing and Audit Process. All of you are aware that every business organization is required to maintain its books of accounts and records. Those accounts and record maintained by the organization is with certain intentions, and there is necessity that that intentions are to be properly fulfilled by the organization. With this view, the organizations are required to make an audit of their books of accounts and records, and with this intention, the paper consider this aspect, and under this topic, some aspects are given that consist of definition of audit, nature of audit, objects of auditing, advantages of auditing, types of errors and frauds, various classes of audit, audit program, audit notebook, working papers, internal control, internal check, and internal audit. These aspects are covered under first topic. Under this first topic, those aspects are covered which are the basic of auditing, and when students are acquaint this basic of auditing, thereby student will able to undertake the audit of the organization. The second chapter is, or second content is, checking, vouching, and audit report. Checking, vouching, and audit report. These aspects are considered in the second content with a view to get the knowledge to the student about the checking of the account and record. Under this process of checking, the vouching is undertaken. So students are required to know that what is meant by vouching, how the vouching is to be undertaken, what are the advantages of vouching, what are the types of vouching, etc. Second is that test checking. Test checking consists of vouching of cash book, verification and valuation of assets and liabilities. When organizations are maintaining their books of accounts and records, that time it is not possible on the part of auditor to check each and every transaction. Thereby, the system of test checking is applied by the auditor and the accounts and records are verified by the auditor. So students are required to know that what is meant by test checking, how the test checking is to be conducted, and those assets and liabilities which are with the organization, these are required to be verified and valued properly for knowing the real fact of the organization. So how these are to be made is considered under this aspect. Next aspect is that qualified and clean audit report, audit certificate. Difference between audit report and audit certificate. When auditor is completing the work of audit, that time output of audit work is audit report. Auditor is required to submit the report about the work which he has done, and it is necessary to understand what is meant by audit report, what are the contents of audit report, what is meant by qualified audit report, what is meant by clean audit report, and audit certificate. And next aspect is auditing and assurance standards. Auditing and assurance standards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 28 and 29. Means auditing and assurance standards are decided by auditing and assurance board. These audit and assurance standards are the set standards. So out of these various set standards, some of the standards are prescribed in the syllabus and these are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 28 and 29. This is the second aspect of the syllabus. The third is company auditor. Under this content, company auditor, qualification, disqualifications, appointment, removal, rights, duties, and liabilities. This aspect is considered. According to Companies Act 1956, and recently the act is amended in 2013, 2013's act, the company auditor is appointed by the company according to the norms prescribed in the act. So it is necessary that students should know what are the qualification of company auditor, what is the disqualification of company auditor, how the company auditor's appointment is made, how the auditor is removed, what are the rights of company auditor, what are the duties of company auditor, and what are the liabilities of company auditor. These are considered under topic number 3. Topic number 4 is tax audit. Under this topic, definition of accountant, scope of auditor, role under Income Tax Act, compulsory tax audit, certification for claiming exemptions, selective tax audit, tax consultancy and representation, pro forma of computerized systems. These aspects are considered under this topic. So students are required to know that what is meant by tax audit, what is the role of auditor under the Income Tax Act, compulsory tax audit provision, certification for claiming exemptions, selective tax audit, tax consultancy, tax representation, and pro forma of computerized system. These aspects are learned under this topic. And last topic is audit of computerized systems. Auditing in an EDP environment, planning an audit in a computer environment, problems encountered in an EDP environment, general EDP control, EDP application control, system development, data transfer, audit practice in relation to computerized systems, computer assisted audit technique, into bracket factors and preparation of CAAT. These are the content of fifth topic. All of you are aware that in recent scenario, so many organizations are applying the computerized accounting system. When organizations are applying computerized accounting system, that time audit of such computerized system is a challenging job for the auditor. So in such type of EDP environment, how the audit work is to be carried out by the auditor, what precaution the auditor should have to take, how the auditor is required to plan an audit in a computer environment, because all of you are aware that in computerized system of accounting, it is very easy and simple to mimic the alteration in the computerized accounting. So auditor is required to take due precaution when he is conducting the audit of a computerized system. So auditor is required when audit is conducted in computerized accounting system, that time it is necessary to understand that which problems are encountered in such an EDP environment when the auditor is required to conduct the audit program, as well as how the EDP control is to be established, how EDP application control is to be established, system development, data transfer, and audit practice in relation to computerized system is required to be seen by us under this topic. So friends, when we consider all these aspects, that time these aspects are required to be completed by us in this term. And when we consider this, that time it is necessary to consistently see the aspects which are covered under this syllabus, because if the consistency is not there, then it is not possible to establish proper link over the aspects which are required to be followed in the auditing as well as the audit aspect. So to the next time we'll consider the one by one aspect of the syllabus which is framed by the university, and I wish you best. Thank you.